welcome to Talladega Superspeedway as we witness the wild Andrew Navarro in his place doing a burnout on the track for some odd reason. They're currently doing their qualifying. They're about done with it. It's going to be a 33-lap race, just like it was yesterday, so really nothing different to really tell y'all. Carnage. There you go. One thing you know. That's pretty much all I have to say about Talladega. It's a big wreck fest sometimes. When it's not, it's actually surprisingly good, but that's when it's not, which is kind of rare for this track. But they just got done with their qualifying, so I will pull up the starting grid here now. Let's hide that on the side of the screen. Pull this up here. So Kenneth McCullough, he qualifies on the pole. Cody Niegels, second. Third, Matt Lee. Fourth, Andrew Navarro. Fifth, Joshua McCullough. Sixth, Gabe Butler. Seventh, Trevor Oceanroth. Eighth, Daryl Young. Ninth, Jason Maines. 10th, Devin Ray. 11th, Ryan Bayes. 12th, David Overstreet. 13th, Richard Elliott. 14th, Bobby Forbes. 15th, Harold Rothery. 16th, Jonathan Byram. 17th, Jordan Berry. 18th, Andrew Schroeder. 19th is Steve Boynton. 20th, William Fox. 21st, Jason Julian. 22nd, Garrett Maines. 23rd, Dylan C. Jones. 24th, John Ward. 25th, Aubrey Thomas. 26th, Ambrose Nebel. 27th, Corey Buzzkirk. And 28th, William H. Scott. Wait for everybody to grid. I tell y'all what, I am fuming from the race that just happened in real life. I'm a Larson fan, and that's the second time this year that's happened to him from the same driver. So we can just say that I'm not too happy at all. He should have 7 wins this season, and he keeps getting screwed over. So I'm one unhappy person. And why not? I hear a little bit of anger in some of the calls that I have for sure here today, because I'm not a. Yeah, I need to take some anger out on something. I'm about done with him being raced the way that he is. I mean, he did say that he's gonna start doing things race people the way that he's being raced, which I don't blame him. He needs to start doing it. Again, there. It looks like everybody has gridded now. Okay, there we go. Making sure everybody's finally here. I know sometimes we don't have that, so you'll see their paints go white, and then they'll pop up with their actual paint scheme if they did have a different one loaded in. And Devin Ray, I wonder when you're actually going to try to get some merch from us. You told me you would. Still haven't, Devin. I know Devin, so that's why I'm messing with him. Maybe picking up another league. I'm kind of iffy on it a little bit. I'm kind of not, you know, when you're like half thinking about it, you're like, I want it, but at the same time, I don't, but I do. That's kind of where I'm at right now and looking at one of them. I believe one of McCullough's in the last race. I'm not really sure. Who did win the last race? Matt Lee, a driver for Premier Racing Setups. It actually used to be Rocket Racing Setup. And they changed their name over to Premier. They used to be like, no, they were the go-to setup shop at one point. Now they're kind of a shadow of their former self. I run for TWR, so use code WATSPIN39 for 5% off your purchase at their website of a setup. Another JBR. These guys are old paint schemes here. No, we don't have anybody new here today, I think. Jordan Berry. I do have some newer names. I think everybody's in the session here. I have to see, because if not everybody's in the session, they wait for everybody to get here, which is kind of odd. So I'm not going to say green flag because I don't know if people are going to join late. This should be. Supposedly, this is the green flag. They're full throttle here. We are underway here for the Dash for Cash. these guys make it out of turn 3 and 4 there. It will be the 03 of Kenneth McCullough. On the bottom, the 6 of Cody Niegels will be trying to fight him on the outside. He has Navarro with him. I had to guess we might see pit stops. Let me check their fuel load. Fuel load, 100% fuel. Probably don't need to pit the whole entire race then, if I am correct. Keyword, I said if. So take it with a grain of salt when he's saying that they can go to the end of the race, because I don't know if they can fully. These guys are really going to start shoving on the bottom. Don't expect guys to be shoving too hard. Right, well, give or take, not too hard right now. I do think that later on you'll kind of see them maybe pick it up just a little bit. And then they'll kind of throw their brain out the window for like the last 10-ish laps. So far, so good. And it's King of the Hill. Yep. I was gonna say. Ooh, that's David Overstreet's car. Yes, it is. Oh, we got a big checkup up here. I heard the throttle lift, so that's why I immediately panned away. I could hear something happen. I'm guessing he was just running up on him way too fast, and he realized, he's like, oh, I'm going to absolutely destroy this guy if I don't stop. Or try to slow down at least. Luckily, they keep it together, though. I really thought that was going to end up bad. Too early on, so they probably realized, we don't need to be going too hard. See, Kenneth, these guys are going to be working both lanes. That's one thing about this is... With super speedways, one thing I hate is it relies on... Oh, whoa, hey, that's not normal. I guess they do need a pit... What? They do need a pit stop, I guess. This is probably on the very edge of their window. They might not be able to make it on one stop, because we do have 3 guys going down pit road. Cody Niegels, Matt Lee, and William H. Scott. He's going to be the straggler. That's not a good idea. Ideally, do not want to be the last person off of pit road, because you're probably going to get left in the dust. And I have to see if Navarro, or not Navarro, well, yeah, Navarro, I'm going to see how long these guys stay out. That may be a tactic call out there. I'm not sure, though. Gonna have to find out here soon. If it is, it's an interesting one. I thought they could have made it to the end. Nobody else is peeling off. Those other guys are back out on the track too, so it's not like they're just sitting on pit road either. Everybody's kind of filed down to the bottom lane. This is like the 02, which would be Actually, that's Richard Elliott that we're looking at. He has a stamped truck. He's the last straggler on this. He needs to hang on to that. I think he should be fine now. The word I say is for now. He might not be fine later. You have kind of this top lane's not really going anywhere, though. I don't really see him moving up. I mean, these guys, now that's going to hurt him right there, that little bobble there from the 54. It's going to slow him down a lot, which is, I don't know who that is this race because that's not the right number. Might be Daryl. Might be Daryl Young. I'm saying might because that's a really, really far reach that I'm doing here. I'm guessing they're going to be coming up on a lap truck. That lap truck really isn't in the way. He'll probably honestly get out of the way. Probably stay high. They don't have to worry about him at all. Yeah, he's going to stay out the way for these guys. All right, Kevin LePage moment. 3, 2, 1, do it. Y'all don't know what that moment is. It's when Kevin LePage was going up onto the track at Talladega. It just came out of the pits, was going like 80 miles an hour and pulled up in front of everybody else that was full speed and got absolutely destroyed in the rear end. Literally destroyed. If I was honestly a driver, I'd actually probably like to be the 11 or the 1 here because they're in a spot where they're on the bottom lane. I like being on the bottom at tracks like this. One reason why is because everybody wrecks. They tend to go up towards the wall when they start washing up. And if you're up high, you don't have anywhere else to go. You just kind of have to hope and pray that you make it through, which I don't enjoy that. I want to know that I can make it through something. Joshua McCullough, he looks like he's doing fine. He's got the 1. It's not the 1. Jesus Christ, this is confusing. There's 2 1s this race. One is Jason, one is Garrett. Garrett's the blue one. Jason is the black one. It's always confusing when we get multiple people in here with certain paint schemes that they have a custom number set to. And Ambrose messed me up yesterday. Did a broadcast, and I thought that the person we were looking at was Ambrose because he said, yeah, that's me that had a video cam on. That was Triscaro. So I had the wrong driver that time. Up front, though, this top lane is really going. Navarro's shoving Joshua McCullough by. Garrett Main's on the bottom. I think they're trying to come down. They're looking at it. They're trying to find a way to get down, poke his nose in it. He just wants to come to. He can't get down there. He's trying to. I think Navarro wanted to, with everything in his power, to try to go down there with him, but he just didn't have a shot to really find a hole to shoot the gap, per se. Actually, that makes sense. We'll do a little bit of onboard here for 5 laps with one driver. Each driver will get a lap. I'm not going to look at the screen. I'm just going to click somebody's random name. So I'll have 0 clue who it is now if I do go over somebody else again. Yes, of course, we're going to switch the drivers, but that'll be the cockpit view, so you guys will get to see, what the drivers are seeing from this point on. You won't miss anything either because I'm going to change the location of the banner, and here we go. As you see, we're back here still on board with Jordan Berry. We will, however, go back to the normal cameras. From now on, he has the 38 behind him. Up front, though, they've now kind of started to split into two little groups of drivers. I do want to see, do they need to make a pit stop? Okay, hold on. So you have 20 laps of tank. For some reason, I don't think that they can go the whole way. I don't know why. I just don't think that they can. And the only reason I say this is because why would you pit early on like those guys did, or some of the guys did? It doesn't make any sense to me. But so far, these guys are really just relatively calm with each other. Now, if we do have pit stops, then that is literally going to be thrown down the drain at that point. These guys are going to be going nuts. And I mean absolutely nuts with each other. I mean, these guys are being relatively... I thought we were going to see 3 wide there for a second. They've just been calm overall, though. And that's really all I can say. These guys are kind of content with just running side by side with each other in a line. These guys back here, though, let's see. This is a group that pitted. Matt Lee, Gabe Butler, and Cody Nagels. If the guys up front have to pit, one way I can see it working out. The only thing that I could see is their fuel is going to run out. It's going to be really, really close. To find out that they're actually about to be lapped. Hold on. Yeah, they're going to be lapped here in not too long, as that's a wiggle from Joshua McCulloch. He got a good shove there. Almost sent him around, though. You got to be really careful when you start to shove people, because sometimes the rear end just doesn't like it. You have to be kind of almost squared up with them perfectly to do it. Still going to fight hard on the outside. Andrew's staying to his bumper, but not super close. You don't have to save temps just yet. About 8 laps to go, save temps. And you can now, and never mind, I say that Joshua goes down to the bottom. So now Andrew will have fresh air to that Chevy Silverado, and he'll be able to cool it off if he did need to. Actually, sorry, the Toyota Tacoma, if he does need to pull it out. Actually, I think it's a Tundra this year. One of the two, something like that. Not completely sure. And where's this other group at? Yeah, they're just now going through the tri-oval. And they're just coming out of 3 and 4, too. So, time's running a little bit thin. They probably don't see him on the relative yet, but once you start seeing them, that's when you kind of start to go, oh, crap. That just scared me. I thought my keyboard changed to yellow. That means there was a caution on the track, but I was completely wrong there. I just kind of overreacted just a little bit again, and my fault. They're not fanning out up here yet. But before the action picks up, though, we're going to take our 1 commercial break that we have. It'll be side by side, however, so y'all really will not miss any action at all.
I played a couple of simulators, and this was like very responsive, especially the hydraulics and stuff, the motion and stuff was really, really on point.
Make you feel like you're really driving, it feels real.
It adds so much to the experience. It's just really, really cool.
It was pretty awesome.
We got to pan back there really quickly. Somebody was in the wall. We got 2 guys back here in the wall, that is. No caution has been thrown. Now it is. I was just about to come back from commercial break. That was Bobby Forbes. I think he might have squeezed somebody up there. That's Bobby Forbes and the 12 of William Fox. Let's see what happens. And the 9 just goes up into the path of the 12 there. Nothing that the 12 did wrong. 9 just comes up right in front of him. I don't really think that's too bad of damage. That's actually pretty bad damage for the 9. I say that in line. However, have to go catch the pace car now, so they got to go all the way around the track and go deal with that. Kind of funny today, you know, Austin Dillon threw his helmet at Ross Chastain, not Ross Chastain. Tyler Reddick, good Lord, I knew it was Tyler Reddick. Thought he got wrecked, so he decided to chuck it at him. I don't think they'll have to pit still, especially if they were close on fuel, like they're like a lap short. This will definitely get them to the end. It'll especially get you to the end if you're Navarro, and it says that it'll get you to the end because he's the lead car, so he's actually the one that's cutting all the air for these guys that are coming up behind him. They have his protection with him, or with them. But they are coming down pit road. Some of them are. So you have some takers. Decent amount, I'd say. Yeah, it looks like a decent amount right there. That's not a horrible amount. We'll have to see who wins the race off pit road, though. It'll probably be this McCullough right here, as he actually won't win the race off pit road. He's now getting 4 tires changed. So the 73 will actually win the race off of it. And we got some guys just sitting in there for maybe optional damage. Another 9's probably taking all of his optional damage. But I think that truck's pretty badly damaged. He might have to use a fast repair if he does have one. Actually, I don't think they do have one in this. No, they do. Never mind, I'm wrong. Aha! Chat. Okay, that was just their ghost Discord notifications going off. Do get notifications sometimes from Discord people from us going live, but now that these guys have all pulled off a pit road, actually going to take like a proper commercial break here because one of them didn't finish. But again, that'll actually give you all some time to watch something besides these guys going around and around and around on these pace laps.
played a couple of simulators, and this was like very responsive. Especially the hydraulics and stuff, the motion and stuff was really, really on point.
Make you feel like you're really driving. It feels real.
It adds so much to the experience. It's just really, really cool.
It was pretty awesome.
You see pace car is pulling off here. Getting ready to take the green flag here with 6 laps left. Only been 1 caution so far. Pretty good race overall. Starter's going to have the flag in his hand. As green flag is in the air, we are back underway here from Talladega Superspeedway. Guys make it out of 3 and 4 there. Relatively so calm so far. I don't think that will stay too organized. They're on. We have them thinking 3 wide. There they go. Cody Nagels will hop up into the outside line. He really only has 1 truck with him. Now the black car of Jason Maines will hop up there. See if the 18 and the 42 follow. Devin Ray will fill the spot of those 2 guys, or Jason that moved up. Or attempt to the 9 or the 6 merges back down in line. The 1's wiggling around. That's Garrett Maines off the bumper of Kenneth McCullough. Almost getting turned. Creates a big stack up. So Devin Ray's going to hop to the outside. He said, I'm going to get away from all of this because it's not worth getting turned. Look at Trevor Oshendroth the lead as we got these guys wrecking in the back. As they somewhat save it. I don't know if a caution will be thrown because it's a single truck spin. Don't see one right now, so we'll pan back up front. These guys are 3 wide. I don't think that's all that we've seen as Oshendroth gets a big shove from John Ward. Oh, there we go. Somebody got punted out of line, and they tried to come back up and merge. That is not what you do. Somebody in front of Ambrose tried to come back up on the track when they shouldn't have. I saw it the whole entire way and I was like, oh gosh. I have to see who it was. Looks like the 48. So that would be Andrew Schroeder, I believe. Yes, Andrew Schroeder. So there's a big checkup. Big checkup here. He gets on the brakes, gets nicked by Ambrose, so he has to tries to come back up the track, and Ambrose is there, and I mean, that's just a guy trying to get back up in the track just too fast. That's all I can really say about that. It's not, I mean, it's not dirty. It's just maybe just wait a little bit longer. But again, people are going to do that every now and then. Excuse me. So that will bring out a caution. This will actually put out an unofficial green-white checkered attempt. So one thing these guys have to be careful with too is now how is their fuel going to look like? They're gonna have to start saving, or they're gonna have to come down pit road. Actually, now we're doing this. We're gonna take a look at what happened to William Fox back there, because it did say that he did a wreck. William Fox. So what happened to him? So he, like the 05 is to his inside, and 05 just comes up into him, and that sends him around, hooks him. He doesn't overcorrect, luckily, so he just spins it. He almost overcorrects there. Let's go. Ooh, gosh, man. He's trying to drive it the whole entire time. Finally locks it down. Stop, comes to a complete stop. He doesn't absolutely just destroy somebody above him. I saw it happen way too often. You guys will just, I mean, absolutely clean each other out because they're trying to save it. And sometimes it's better to just cut your losses and realize that I can't save this thing. I got to lock it down. I'll put Mains up in the lead, though. We didn't have anybody come down pit road besides these guys in the back. And these guys that were involved in the wreck, though, so that's not uncommon to see them. These guys are actually probably on the apron because they're that low on fuel. Saw in the race today, some drivers had to do this because of the caution that happened at the end of stage 2. They were not going to be able to make it under green, and they somehow saved enough after the caution came out to make it to the end of the stage and luckily get on pit road, because that was not going to be fun at all. That was about to be interesting. I believe lights have gone off on the pace car here too. So lights go off. Now be interesting to see what happens at the finish. As what is this? I need to get a USB extension for this headset. I keep trying to remind myself to do that, but I never do it, which is my fault. Again, I should get one. I don't think about it ever. Not bright sometimes, but now. Now, if I was a car in this position, I want to be on that bottom line. I don't want to be up in that top line. That is a get me out of that situation scenario. I don't like it. Some people would. I would absolutely be terrified up there, because they get turned and whew. It's gonna get interesting. Gonna get really, really interesting. That is weird. I can find some of the weirdest things online. The pace car ducks down though behind or below the yellow line. Lights are off, so green flag will be this time by for him. Garrett Maines will lead them back to green. Andrew Navarro on his outside. Green, white, checkered attempt here. As green flag is back in the air, we are back underway. Guys will be coming to the white flag as there is a wreck behind. And they were, oh, that's going to be an interesting thing. How are they going to work this out now? There's a wreck right before they got to the white flag. And it's happened back here. The 9 goes up. Bobby Forbes. What happens to him? 9 got swiped by the 15. Then, no, sorry, the looks at 25. Tries to, or the 05 tries to come back down. That's in the traffic of everybody else. The Jason Maines has to lock it down. And then I think guys got punted up here because they were checked up for the caution flag. And they just get drilled. But it's not just one, it's multiple drivers got put in the wall. Who else was put in the wall too? The 54, like he just shoots down to the inside and he's gone. He missed the inside wall though. So I have zero clue how they're gonna work this. Because I guess they're just going to go where iRacing goes. It's kind of a iffy thing to say if I would, iffy thing to do if I were them. But yeah, this is going to make guys pit. They can't go to the end of the fuel run, or they went to the end of the fuel run, but they won't be able to make it because of the cautions here. Yeah, this is going to be fuel only for some of those guys that came up there. You're not taking 4 tires. And, well, I mean, you could if you wanted to, but you're just taking like a splash of fuel just so you know you can get the car to go where you need it to. I don't guess guys are gonna get their spot back though. If I was them, I'd be actually pretty mad. I would not be too happy. I'd be really mad. See what they do with this. Pretty clean so far. For some reason, I had a feeling that was going to happen too. I was like, they're going to get right to the start-finish line and wreck. I was thinking, please get to that. And then when they didn't, I was like, you know, why am I not surprised? Because I just had that sinking feeling that was going to happen. That's not talking crap about them either. I was like, this is going to end up bad. Excuse me, all I'm having to drink some stuff here. My throat last night was starting to kind of give way, and I realized it, and I was like, oh, crap. The lights are off on the pace car here, though, so it will get the green this time by. For sure, that is. I mean, they'll get the green, but let's see if they can get to the start-finish line. Once they cross the start-finish line, it doesn't matter what happens. What happens, happens. If you get taken out and die on the track, they're not going to stop the race for you. They win the race, which they did that today. Having to stop some stuff by habit. Pace car will pull off here, though. Beat Dylan Jones, and Cody Niegels will lead them back to the green flag here. Kind of curious if some of these guys have fuel to the end. They may not. No matter that, we will get the green flag here. Going to enter the Geico restart zone. As green flag is back in the air, we are back underway here. As we got a wreck coming out of fourth. This is a big one, too. 54, 12, 48. Looks like Jason might have gotten a little bit of it also. So the guys can't make it back around to the green, or to the checker flag again, so it's going to cause everybody to slow down also. As what happened here? That's Jonathan Byram. That name sounds oddly familiar to me. As what happens here? I mean, it's a big one too. So there's like two separate wrecks that happened. So it looks like John Ward comes up the track. He gets hooked by 7. He goes into Kenneth McCullough's. Sorry, which McCullough is this? The 05. Joshua McCullough's door. That causes something up here. And then there's like a separate wreck. And the 12's going up the track, and then he goes up in front of the 54. Ambrose sees it, can't somewhat react. Kind of did. Might have gotten around it with no damage if he didn't netcode. And then you see these guys are locking it down, trying to avoid him. That brings out the 4th caution, though, so that's a unofficial, or that's an official green-white checkered attempt. So they'll have to try that again. And that might be. They'll have one. I think they'll have one more attempt after this too. We keep getting these cautions after caution, so I'm going to try to fit all the ads, and we keep missing one of them, so I'm going to do it right now.
and stuff was really, really on point.
Make you feel like you're really driving. It feels real.
It adds so much to the experience. It's just really, really cool.
It was pretty awesome.
As we actually got through all of them that time, however, lights have gone off on the pace car, which is what I was hoping would happen. So we're going to get the green this time by. Let me switch that over to something else and not actually pause the video on accident. As apparently there was a fight at or Ryan Preece was throwing punches at Court LaJoy while he was in his car. Hopefully these guys will be able to make it to the start finish line. Well, they get to, well, see, they keep getting like 200 or 400 feet from the start finish line, and then they just can't make it to the very last point of it. Pace car pulls off here. Cody Nagels will lead them back to green. Starter has the flag in his hand as green flag is back in the air. We are back underway here. We got a wreck going into one. They're going to stay green, however. Guys will come out of 3 and 4 here. That wreck that was in turn 1 doesn't matter at all because they're going to take the white flag here. One more lap around. We got guys squeezing somebody in the middle. I believe that's Garrett Maines. You see some smoke from some cars that had spun previous lap. We're going to stay green as Garrett goes sideways. He gets almost flipped. It'll be a 4 truck, maybe 6 truck battle here between Gabe Butler, Cody Nagels, Matt Lee, and Dylan Jones. This might draw Andrew Navarro and Aubrey Thompson into it, though. As, oh, the 404 just blew up, so now it's going to be, oh, this is going to be bad. Navarro has what he needs right here. He can get to the outside, but Cody Nagels, he's going to try to block every single lane that he can. Goes up into the middle, but Navarro has a run on the outside. Getting shoved by Aubrey Thompson. Can Nagels side draft down to the line? through the trial, but Navarro with the lead, and it will be Andrew Navarro who takes home the win here. Aubrey Thompson second, Cody Niegels third, Dylan Jones fourth, and Devin Ray fifth. Once the 04 blew up, that was kind of it for the person on the bottom. They didn't have a shoving partner, so they really couldn't do anything about that. There was no defense against it. Watch Navarro do his burnout. He actually is he's already pulled off the track. Never mind. I'm going to say I was going to wait for him to do his burnout. I don't see him in there anymore. We'll pull up the finishing order here, though. We'll bring in the top three. Let's just put them in a waiting room. So we'll bring in Cody first here. Third place driver. Hey, Cody, this is Bryson Booth. Got a copy, man?
Yeah, I do.
Man, so you come home third there after a crazy last lap. You know, what was going through your head, and especially what was going through your head when you saw the guy that was pushing you have his engine expire?
I was actually running with Matt Lee and Gabe Butler. We were all running together, and the plan was to work with Dylan, try to secure the top 4 spots. I was really close on fuel. So I ended up sputtering actually when I crossed the line, right as I crossed the line. So it was going to be an interesting restart, and I knew it. I think I needed 1.3, and I ended up having about 1.28, so I sputtered right short of the line. But I needed to probably stay down and help Gabe get a cash spot, so I apologize for that. But I seen the run, and I was just trying to win the race, so I tried to run him up the track as clean as I could, and just fell a little bit short.
You know, so you were up front for these last restarts. Now, what was going through your head, knowing that your fuel was going to be close? Were you trying to save as much as you could under these cautions that we were having?
Yeah, absolutely. Every little bit was going to count because, again, I fell short of making it at the line by probably 50 feet, so it came down to just a few drops of fuel. And again, I cashed, but I didn't win the race. So just little things I got to work on for the next one if I want to try to secure the victory.
All right, man. Well, before I let you go, is there anybody you want to thank, any sponsors you want to shout out that may have been watching the stream here tonight?
Yeah, I want to thank you with Ghost Racing Network, Bryce, for always putting on a good broadcast. I want to thank both Gabe and Matt Lee. I was working with them guys in this race. Thank Jimmy for putting on the show. And I want to give a shout out to my dad and my grandpa. My grandpa's in the hospital right now. He's not been feeling the best. So I love you guys, and I hope you're watching.
All right, man. Well, I'll let you go. Good third place finish tonight, man.
Thank you.
Was Cody Nagels? We will bring in, what was I mentioned in? Okay, TWR Discord. I just got to see what that was. Just wanted to make sure what that was. We'll bring in the second place driver and Aubrey Thompson. Hey, Aubrey, this is Bryson Booth. Got a copy, man?
Yes, sir, I do.
And, so what was going through your head that last lap? Because it went from you kind of being on like the edge of that wreck to then pushing Andrew Navarro to the win. So what was going through your head that whole time there?
Well, me and Corey, my teammate, had a plan at the beginning, and he missed a gear, what screwed us up at the beginning of the last lap restart. That wreck, I don't know how I missed it. Actually, Corey about got in the door of me trying to miss it himself. Then I seen I had a run on Andrew and them, and I hollered at Andrew and told him I'd stick with him to the top, and I just pushed him to the win.
And so was there any thought in your head, going through the travel about trying to make a move on Andrew, or was there pretty much nowhere you could go if you were going to try to make a move?
No, I wouldn't have done it because I told him before we went into turn 3 that I was going to help him all the way. I was with him the whole way.
Yeah, definitely. Always good to have some teammates there. But, how did the whole race go for you overall, though? Because it seemed like you were kind of towards the tail end of the pack, just kind of riding the whole time.
Well, me, Ambrose, and Corey, we started the race. We said we were going to save fuel whenever we finally figured out we had enough to make it, that's whenever that caution come out. So that threw the fuel stuff out the window. Now, why the other boys didn't pit, I don't know. I guess they thought they could make it, but I told Ambrose I felt like there was going to be 3 green, white checkers. That's what happened. So, and all of them pretty much had to come in and pit, and that's where I gained my track position at.
All right, man. Well, before I let you go, is there anybody you want to thank? Any sponsors you want to shout out that may have been watching the stream here tonight?
I want to thank my wife. She's probably not watching it. She's probably asleep. But I want to thank her especially for letting me run this. I want to thank my boys at Blind Squirrel Racing. Ambrose, I praise you, bro, for starting this team. I know we're not a top-ranked team, but we'll get there one day. I promise you. Thank you. And I thank y'all for the broadcast and Jimmy Crow for the race.
All right, man. Well, I will let you go. Good second place finish tonight, man.
Thank you.
That was Aubrey Thompson. We will bring in the race winner and Andrew Navarro. Hey, Andrew, this is Bryson Booth. Got a copy, man?
Yeah.
And so you come home after that wreck at the last lap to where I thought it was going to be a 4-truck battle, and then it came a, 5-truck battle there at the end. Describe that last lap from your point of view.
I missed the wreck that happened right in front of me, and then I kind of lost some speed, and then Aubrey got to me on the down the back stretch, and then he went over voice chat and said that he was going to stick with me. So then I knew at that point I had to send it 3 to try to maximize both of our finishes and hopefully get a 1-2 of them, and we ended up doing that. I don't know how we got that run, but we were probably like 3-4 mile an hour quicker for the entire front straightaway somehow. And yeah, we won the race, so I'm happy about that.
So you were up front pretty much the whole entire time. Did you feel pretty confident that you were going to finish good here? Or was it pretty much just is Talladega kind of a track you're like, I'm good at, or is it a toss up for you?
I definitely think I'm pretty good at like managing the runs and stuff. But it's Talladega at the end of the day, so you really can't do. You're not really in control of your destiny. As I was hoping that I wouldn't need to pit that entire race and just save fuel, but more than one green white checkered, I couldn't make it, so I had to pit. Came from the back to the front, but it's just at the end of the day, it's one of those tracks where you can't really control anything, so you kind of just have to play it as it is and hope to be on the right side coming out of it.
I mean, I was gonna say, I was like, good Lord, they're wrecking, and I really honestly thought it was gonna be a 4-truck race, and I saw that happen, and somebody blew up, and I was like, well, this has gotten really interesting. But were you nervous going through the travel and knowing that it was going to be pretty close between maybe you and Cody there, but Cody actually ended up sputtering? What was going through your head that travel? Was it pretty much just foot to the floor there?
Yeah, it was just foot to the floor, and hopefully, I don't think Dylan had enough speed to really block it without wrecking all of us. So he just kind of stayed down. I knew I just had to jump to the third line at that point.
All right, man. Well, before I let you go, is there anybody you want to thank? Any sponsors you want to shout out that may have been watching the stream here tonight?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Celebrity Cruises, Martin Sports, Premier Racing Setups, Adrenaline Captures, Platinum Performance, and just you guys for broadcasting and Jimmy for putting on the race.
All right, man. Well, I'll let you go. Good win here tonight, though, man.
Thank you.
That was Andrew Navarro, the race winner. I will go over the finishing order here now. Andrew Navarro first, Aubrey Thompson second, third, Cody Nagels, fourth, Dylan Jones, fifth, Devin Ray, 6th, Gabe Butler, 7th, John Ward, 8th, Matt Lee, 9th, Kenneth McCullough, 10th, Garrett Maines, 11th, David Overstreet, 13th, Harold Rothery, 13th, Joshua McCullough, 14th, Jason Maines, 15th, Ambrose Kniebel, 16th, Jordan Berry, 17th, Ryan Baste, 18th, Jason Julian. 19th is Trevor Oceanraw, 20th, Corey Buzzkirk, 21st, William H. Scott, 22nd, Andrew Schroeder, 23rd, Bobby Forbes, 24th, Richard Elliott, 25th, Daryl Young, 26th, William Fox, 27th is Jonathan Byram. Not a bad race overall. Just want to make sure that's everybody. Yep, nope, actually missed one. Stephen Boyton, that's probably RC, if I had to guess. He does not count, but not a bad race overall. Definitely took him a little bit of time to get the actual white flag for the race. Took him a little bit to get the to get the white flag, but they got it done there. Then it was a kind of an odd finish, and once everybody wrecked, and then somebody blew up in the bottom lane because they were shoving so hard, and then that drew Navarro and Aubrey into it, and then yeah, that got really interesting there. But not a bad race overall. I won't be streaming tomorrow. Austin will be streaming tomorrow in the Fast Track Series if y'all want to tune in and watch that. But I'm not going to keep y'all here any longer, so I will roll this animation, and I will let you all go.